Hey sis, today I'm sharing three must have tools to get your coaching business up and running without having all the bells and whistles. I'm telling you, these tools can help you get started right now and have a way to connect with your ideal clients. This helps you to eliminate spending unnecessary money to get started with your business and avoid keeping up with the Joneses per se. Let's keep it simple and practical. Here we go. Ready to build your kingdom business and make an impact? Are you overwhelmed with too many business ideas? Or do you find yourself supporting other people's dreams but neglecting your own? Hey, I'm Donna Cherie, a certified kingdom coach, author, and speaker. Welcome to Call for Business. I know what it's like to feel lost, stuck, and bogged down with information overload, but I discovered the power of taking one step at a time and doing business God's way. Inside this podcast, I'll teach you how to get your coaching business up and running, establish your business basics, develop a kingdom mindset, craft your first book blueprint, all while keeping God at the center of your business. It's time to get clear, sis. Move with purpose and unlock your full potential. Grab a notebook and pen with your favorite cup of tea. I pray this blesses you. Let's get it. Hey sis, let me share a quick review I received from Preach Girl in the Philippines. She said, "You are a gem, Donna. I look forward to the upcoming episodes of Call for Business. Excited to hear more of our individual calling for business. Emoji heart." Thanks so much, Preach Girl. Thank you for sharing this review. And if you would like to share a review, you can head on over to Apple Podcasts, click on Call for Business Show. Scroll down, you'll see a space that says write a review, and you can leave a 5-star written review there. And who knows, I just might feature it on the show. So thanks again, Preach Girl. All right, so let's get into the three must have tools to get your coaching business up and running. So many people get stumped when it comes to starting a coaching business, and I raise my hand because I was one of those individuals. They think they had to go out and spend thousands of dollars right out the gate, but actually, starting a coaching business is pretty simple with a trusted source, a mentor, me, myself, and getting the right information that you can trust, information that is practical. If I could start my coaching business over, I would have made sure that I had these tools in place first rather than being that person who was spending unnecessary money and focusing on my time, like creating a fancy website. So when I first got started with the coaching business, the first thing I did was focus on a website. That website took me so many days to create, even before I even found out who my ideal client was, before I did my market research, before I even knew what kind of coach I was going to be. I started with the website. I know it was insane. And it took me days. And also, I tend to be a perfectionist sometimes. And so, not only did that website take me days, but after I did it, I didn't like it, so I did it over again. I ended up doing my own website 3 times, as well as having a learning curve on how to even create a website. Can you imagine, like, all the time that I spent? And this was also during COVID, so I was at home, but still, just the amount of time when I think back to it, of how long it took me just to create a website, even when I was, like, unsure of what kind of coach I was, who my ideal client was. I went down the rabbit hole of creating a website, and I want to encourage you not to do that. Don't go there. But if you've already identified or have, some idea of who your ideal client is, who you're coaching, what your coaching business is about, then these tools can definitely help you today. The first one is you want to have a email software that you use. And of course, this is different for everyone because there's so many tools out there, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed because we're done with feeling overwhelmed when it comes to starting our coaching business. So just pick a email software that works for you. This can be as simple as creating a Gmail account. If you're not comfortable or tech savvy just yet with getting some kind of email marketing software, you can sign up for a Gmail account. And to simply get started, you can create a Gmail account to communicate with your potential or existing clients. And when you create this email address, you definitely want to make sure that you use a professional name such as Coach, insert your name at gmail.com. So, an example of that could be coachdonna at gmail.com. It's a professional email. It lets people know that you're a coach and you can keep it simple and also keep it cute and keep it professional. And when you're out networking and connecting yourself to others about your new coaching services that you provide, because you will want to start telling people that you're a coach, you'll want to provide them with some way to contact you. So if that's your business card or if you have something that you use on your phone that's digital, that's perfectly fine. But there should be a way for people to contact you, and mainly that is through email. If you work a 9 to 5 job, please, 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 please do not use your work email as your business email. You want to create a separate email address. One, you're not going to be at that job forever. And you don't want to mix the business that you're creating to help someone with your job's business of helping them build theirs. And so you don't want to mix the two. You definitely don't want to be called into HR or have any hiccups or be unethical by mixing your current job email with your business email. So just create a separate account. And it also just it's just really good work ethic and etiquette and shows your professionalism because if you're using your job's email account to contact new clients, it's gonna say something. And this is separate, what you're doing is separate from your job, and even the income that you receive from your coaching business will be different from your 9 to 5 businesses. So you just want to separate that. Another thing is still speaking in regards to having an email software. So if you are somebody and you're like, yeah, I have Gmail, I don't want to use that. I feel like I can learn an email marketing software or I'm very familiar with that. Great. Go for it. Create your account. And there are free email marketing softwares out there just to get started. So because we also want to keep this low cost or free 99 if we can when we're starting our business. So you can create a free email marketing account. When we say email marketing software, this just means it's a software that helps us to capture leads for your business. And people can opt in to receive emails from you or they can opt out. And we give them that opportunity. But it is a good way to help you capture leads because we want our business to grow. And so you may start off with one person would subscribe to your email, but then there may be a time when you get hundreds or thousands or millions, depending on the growth of your business. You can schedule weekly emails using this email marketing software to email your peeps, to email your tribe, and to build your list so that you can stay BFFs with new, existing, and potential clients. So this is more so of an automation tool, and we can get into that in another episode as well if you need clarification on that. But there are options out there for you to have a professional, clean email address to be able to reach out to clients, to be able to tell people about your business, and to have one place because you definitely want to be organized of where you're communicating with your potential and existing clients or existing, business resources and other people that you may encounter with your business. So that's number one. Make sure that you have an email software that you are comfortable using and that you're comfortable using in which you can connect with your peeps. The next thing that is a must-have tool for your coaching business is a scheduling calendar. How can people book on your calendar? How would they know that you're available for a meeting, for a coaching call, for a discovery call, for a connection call? You definitely want to have a scheduling calendar where you can provide individuals with your link so that they can meet with you one on one to learn about your services, or once they do purchase your services, of how you will have a call with them for them to be able to book a call. So that's what a scheduling calendar is. If you do work a 9 to 5, you can set parameters on your scheduling calendar of when you're available to coach. So whether that's in the evenings, whether that's in the on weekends, or if that's before work, or if you're not somebody who does work a 9 to 5, you're at home or whatever, however your lifestyle is set up. Just make sure that you're using a scheduling calendar to have availability for people to book with you. And some examples of that, as we talked about Gmail earlier, so within Google, they offer a Google Calendar in which you can use that can show your availability when you're available for your clients. So you can use that if you like. And then they also have something called Calendly, which they offer. I can't remember. I, I think it's still free, but I'm not sure. I haven't used it in quite some time. But you can check out Calendly. I believe they offer at least one free link on their scheduling it. And you can set up your discovery calls there if you like. If you're a person where you're like, you know what, don't no, I want to be in control of when my clients can book, that's totally fine, but you still need something like a form or communicate what you have available to your client so that they can book their appointments. And also this just helps to streamline and to automate things. But you do have that option as well. After you like set up a discovery call with them and then they actually do book sessions with you, you can tell your client via email or when you meet with them when you're available, and then send them a link from there that goes on your calendar as well as to the person so that they have it and they can meet with you all the time during whatever time that you've scheduled together. So through your Google Calendar or also through Calendly, because Calendly is a low cost, or I believe they offer something free. Some of the other ones do have more fees involved, and it's also a little bit more robust and comprehensive, but we definitely want to keep it simple at first. But hey, if you're comfortable with that, you can spread your wings and fly. But my thing is keeping it simple with simplicity. And this just really helps you to get started, to learn your rhythm, to learn your flow as you're starting your coaching business, and to really be organized and to stay on top of your meetings, your calls, and your appointments. The more hiccups, the more disrupts that you have, and it can get in the way of actually launching your business. So you want to keep it simple and learn as you grow. Keep it simple and learn as you grow. The third must have tool that I believe individuals should have when starting a coaching business is a method of communication to actually meet with your clients. So, what does that look like for you? How are you going to communicate with your clients outside of email? And we're talking about your coaching calls. What is your method of communication for your coaching calls? What is that going to look like for you? So there are a couple of different options for this, and they are free or no cost. So the first one that I'd like to mention is Zoom. A lot of coaches use Zoom to meet with their clients, and I'm not saying this is the only way, but this is an option that you can use to have your coaching calls or have connection calls with individuals or even a discovery call. On Zoom, they have different plans, so they do have a free account, and that allows for you to meet with someone one-on-one, or I believe interview that lasts for 40 minutes for the call. So after 40 minutes, it will cut off on you. So be mindful of that when you need to make the individual you get to set the amount of time that you coach with someone. So if that is 40 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, make sure that you're using a method of communication, the calls for your coaching calls, that you'll have that allotted time and it doesn't cut off on you, because of course that's not a good look. You don't want that to happen. But you can use Zoom. They also do have paid plans available. You can check out their website and see if that works for your budget and your lifestyle. The account that I use, I believe it's close to about, they just increased it a little bit, but it's about 100 and I want to say $60 for the whole year. So that's about, it's less than $20 a month. It's a little over $15 a month to use that. So that could be an option for you. Another option, if you do decide to set up a Google account or a Gmail, you can use Google Meet within that account, and you have access to that platform, which allows for free video conferencing calls. You can send someone your Google Meet link to meet with them, and that works, and that is free. A third option is a good old fashioned, or it can seem old school, but that will be a phone call. And I have seen this before when I've connected with other coaches, or when I have reached out to people for a discovery call. They preferred a phone call rather than using video conferencing, because I mean, they could be at work, or they could be out and about, or just, their comfortability level, but they want to use a phone call. And so if that's what you're comfortable with as a coach, you can do that. Or if you have a client who says, I prefer for us to just do a phone call, then be flexible with that. But that is another way in which you can communicate from your coaching calls, is through phone calls. I have a Google Voice number that I use. And I know some people, they have a business phone that they use. But just you're talking about simplicity as well as low cost. So if you decide to use those things, it is okay. Like if you decide that you want to have phone calls with your clients, it's okay. It is okay. The only, I guess, downside of that, the phone call, would be that there is no recording. So if you want to look back at how you coach the individual, or if you want to provide your client with the conversation, you wouldn't be able to have a recording for that. With Zoom, there is a feature on there in which you can record and then send your client notes, as well as the actual recording for them to review. So that, to me, that's really the only downside of the phone call. And then also you have to like take handwritten notes, or I guess because you definitely, I guess, don't want to be typing while you're on the phone call with the client. But it's just something to think about and to consider. It in the phone call, it may not be forever, but those are some options that you have to actually meet with your clients one on one. So that's through Zoom, it could be through Google Meet, or a phone call. We're just going to keep it there because, again, simplicity is key. Because the more complex you get as a new coach, it just keeps you from actually launching your business and from getting out there and actually coaching. I would also say just do what works best for you. Don't try to be out here like these gurus and those who have been in business for 20 years, who have been doing this their whole life, it seems, and it's just so perfect and beautiful, and all these things. You're not there yet, and it's okay. So just do what works best for you. You don't have to be perfect, but what you do have to be, or what you need to be, is professional and operate from a place of excellence. And when I say excellence, that just means that there should be some way for your clients to communicate with you. You should have a professional email. You should be responding, and just have something simple in which you operate your coaching business. So to recap today's three must-have tools to get your coaching business up and running. That is, you want to have a professional email software that you use. You want to have a scheduling calendar of your choice. And then you also want to have a method of communication in which actually you meet with your client. If you get those things up and running, you will be good to go as far as being able to reach out to your clients and connect with them. I hope that this information has been beneficial to you. And let me know. You can send me an email at contact@DiamondCherie if you have any questions about what I've shared today or if you want to learn more. And of course, be sure to subscribe to this show so that you'll get a notification when a new episode drops. I hope that this training has blessed you. And until next time, ciao. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's episode inspired you to take that next step in building your kingdom business. Remember, small steps lead to big results. If this podcast has blessed you in some way, be sure to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. Your support means the world to me, and it helps others to find the show. You can also pass on the inspiration by sharing this episode with a friend who could benefit from this message. God bless you, sis, and never, ever give up.